Today, we're going to be diving into some very simple, tactical solutions to help you eliminate some of that overwhelm that you're facing every day in your life, or maybe every once in a while in your life, when it comes to keeping a home that feels peaceful and put together. So if you're anything like me, you love getting down to business and diving right into those real life solutions that are actually going to make a difference in your life. So grab a notebook and a pen. I'm about to share 8 essential tips with you that are going to set you up for daily success. Let's get started. Are you an overwhelmed stay-at-home mom struggling to keep your home organized and cozy while balancing endless tasks? Do you feel like no matter how much you do, it's never enough? Are you constantly comparing your life and home to others on social media? If you're feeling lost in your role as a homemaker and mother, you're not alone. Welcome to Modern Homemaker Mom, the podcast that provides simple homemaking strategies rooted in biblical principles. Each episode offers real-life solutions to help you confidently create a peaceful, inviting home. From managing your time and priorities to decluttering, organizing, and building healthy habits, you'll learn how to organize your home and life with purpose. I'm Jynae, a wife, mom, and homemaker just like you. I know what it feels like to be overwhelmed by the daily demands of running a household while trying to nurture your family and maintain a sense of peace in your home. Through my own journey of learning homemaking skills and living out my calling as a wife and mother, I have found freedom in embracing these roles with joy. Now I'm here to help other stay-at-home moms do the same without the stress. It's time to confidently step into your calling and create a home that reflects God's love. Let's build a home that you and your family love, one step at a time. Friend, could I ask a favor of you? It would only take you 30 seconds. Could you stop right now and go leave me a 5-star written review? This is the only way that I know that you're enjoying what I'm sharing here, and it really helps my show to reach other homemakers like you. So if you wouldn't mind doing that for me, I would really, really appreciate it. All right, it's time to get to business. So I know you. I know what's going through your head. I know your desires. You are craving that home that feels peaceful and put together, the home that when people come over, they're like, wow, I just feel so comfortable when I'm here. Your home is so cozy and it just makes me feel like I can take a step back and just really relax. Aside from guests, let's talk about the kind of home that we want to create for our husbands. Ladies, our men work hard to provide for their families. Like my husband goes out 5, sometimes 6 days a week, working 10, 12-hour days. It makes me so glad when he comes home to a house that feels put together. When he walks in, he just feels this sense of relief. He leaves work at work, he comes home, and he cannot wait to get home because he knows that he gets to truly relax and just be with his family. Is that something that you want, friend? I'm pretty sure it is. All right, so let's dive into these 8 essential tips that I've got written down for you that are going to help keep your home clean. They're really not hard to implement. In fact, you're probably already doing some of them. Make sure you got your notebook handy because you're going to want to write these down. Number 1 is do at least 1 load of laundry a day. A rule that I love to live by is little attention's often. I heard this by a woman years and years ago, and it's just something that's always stuck. Something that I'm always reminding myself of. So instead of overwhelming yourself with a load of laundry, a pile of laundry that you do once every week, it's so overwhelming, right? So instead of doing that, I want you to do 1 load of laundry a day. Now, I know this is going to look different for everyone depending on how big your family is. I come from a family where I had 5 other siblings, so there were 8 of us in total in this home. And so we were always doing laundry, but let me tell you, it sure made a difference that we were doing laundry every day. Even if they were small loads, we still stuck to doing them every day. I can't even imagine what it would have been like if we would have waited to do laundry once a week for a family of 8. Talk about laundry mountain galore. And I know what you're thinking, Jynae, I hate doing laundry. But you know what's actually funny is laundry is actually a chore that I really don't mind doing, partially because that's my podcast listening time. So I know these mundane tasks like doing laundry or even washing dishes or loading the dishwasher, they're boring, but they really don't have to be. So think of something that you can start adding to your laundry folding sessions that's going to make it a little bit more exciting. For me, that's my time to listen to podcasts. For you, that might be listening to a playlist of upbeat music. Even if you feel like you don't have enough laundry accumulated to even make up a load, most washing machines nowadays have a quick wash option. I know my laundry machine has a quick 25-minute cycle. So even if you're just throwing in a handful of towels from the bathroom or maybe a small load of baby clothes, I want you to do 1 load of laundry a day and not just wash that load of laundry. I want you to go through with it and fold it and put it away. I know it sounds overwhelming, but really it's not when you stay on top of it. Things get really out of hand when you start letting it pile up. So that's why I need you to do this, commit to doing this every single day. And if there's anything that you take away from this, just remind yourself, little attention's often. All right, tip number 2 is always make your bed. I know that most of you are probably already doing this, but I just wanted to make a point of bringing it up. When I first wake up, the first thing that I do is pull all the bedding sheets right off to the end of the bed, and I give it 30 minutes to just air out. After this, I simply make the bed. It really is not a task that takes a whole lot of energy or a whole lot of time, but what it does is set the tone of your day by giving you a sense of accomplishment right off the bat. Okay, moving on to the next tip. Tip number 3 is declutter regularly. I'm not talking about deep cleaning or some serious organization. All I'm talking about is everything should have a place, and if it's not being used, it should be put away. What do I mean by this? Okay, so for example, if you had a morning coffee and you left your coffee mug sitting on the coffee table, what you're going to do is you're going to declutter by putting that mug into the dishwasher, okay? Another example would be you came home from shopping and you bought a bottle of shampoo. That shampoo bottle needs to go straight to the bathroom because I'm assuming you're going to keep your shampoo in the bathroom. It needs to go straight to the bathroom. Do not leave it sitting on your bookshelf or on your piano or on the counter in the kitchen. Is that where it belongs? I would probably assume not. So just remember, everything in your home should have a place and it needs to be put in that place when it's not being used. Okay, so tip number 4 is clean as you go. I want you to tidy up immediately after using a space or an item to prevent messes from building up over time. For example, when I'm in the kitchen making supper, I am always cleaning as I make supper. I mean, there are the odd meals where it's like so overwhelming that I cannot keep up with the cleaning. But for the most part, I'm able to put dirty dishes into the sink. I'm able to wipe the counters as I go. If you can add this habit into your everyday life, just making supper alone and the kitchen cleanup after supper is going to be so much easier for you. Another example is you go to cut your fingernails. So you go to the bathroom, you grab the fingernail clippers, you come back to the living room, and you're cutting your fingernails. Instead of when you're finished putting the nail clippers on the coffee table, I want you to go back to the bathroom where you got the fingernail clippers, and I want you to put them away. I know it seems like a small thing to just simply leave the toenail clippers on the coffee table, but friends, it's these small things by leaving out one little thing, then you leave out another little thing, and then another, and before you know it, your house feels cluttered and chaotic, and you're overwhelmed because you're like, I don't know where to start. So when you use things, you're going to put them back after you use them. Tip number 5 is pretty small and simple. It is wipe down your surfaces daily. So that's your dining table, that's your kitchen counters, that is your coffee table. It may seem like it really is an insignificant task, but things like a little bit of crumbs on the table, it just makes a house feel dirty. And if you want your house to feel fresh and clean, this is a task that I want you to start doing every single day. And it honestly should only take a few minutes. Another thing that I want you to do every day, tip number 6, is open your windows, even if it's just a crack and even if it's only for 15 minutes. Getting that fresh air into the house is going to rid your home of those stale smells. There's nothing worse than walking into a home that smells like you really need to get some fresh air going on in there, okay? Like, sister, that is not for me. I can be a little bit bad for it sometimes, I will admit, where my husband will be like, okay, honey, we're not heating the outdoors. But it doesn't have to be that extreme. You can just crack open your bedroom window for 15 minutes in the morning or the kitchen window right after you made maybe a really greasy meal. I can promise you that this task alone is going to make a difference in making your home feel fresh. All right, we have 2 tips left. So number 7 is utilize storage solutions. So you're going to make use of bins, baskets, and organizers to keep items neatly stored and easily retrievable. A lot of us often have these items already in our home, but if you don't, and you're like, Jynae, I don't have a ton of money to go and invest in these kind of things. You know what? I have found the majority of my baskets from thrift stores, and this really doesn't cost that much. So not only do they not cost that much, but they're often wicker baskets as well, so they're really aesthetically pleasing, and I just like the way that a wicker basket looks. So not only are they useful, but they're also aesthetically pleasing. Now, I'm not expecting you to have a home that's organized from top to bottom. I just want you to do what you can to start trying to find storage solutions that can help you have designated items in a designated spot. I have my baby toys, my little teething toys, in a tiny basket that I got from the thrift store. That's an example of something that you would do. I've even purchased those little organizer bins from the dollar store that I will put in my bathroom drawers, for example, and I will organize my Q-tips and my toothbrush and toothpaste, or little cotton swabs, each in their own little bin. We'll dive into deeper organization in future episodes, but for today, I just want you to work with what you have and start thinking about how you can compile certain items in your home to go into designated storage bins or wicker baskets or little containers, okay? The 8th and final tip is get the kids involved. Now, if you don't have kids, obviously this doesn't exactly apply to you. I only have one baby right now, and she's still pretty little, so I obviously cannot get her to help me right now. But if you have children that are of age, it's really actually good to get them to start helping you when they're young. What is a better way to raise helpful children than to give them responsibilities at a young age? I'm super thankful because growing up, my mom was always very hands-on with us, and she had us in the kitchen helping her wash dishes even from a young age. And I'm pretty sure that we probably made it harder, and she probably had to go back and redo everything that we did. But it taught us how to be helpful, and it made us excited to actually help out. I also believe that when you are one of the people that does the cleaning, you have more of an appreciation for it, and you're less likely to want to go and make a mess after that. So I have found in my experience with younger siblings that were 14, 16 years younger than me, when we taught them to help out from an early age, they were less likely to go in and make a mess right after because they knew that they were going to have to be the ones that were helping to clean it up. Honestly, Mama, all of the chores should not land on you when you have fully capable children that can be helping you out. And I mean, if they're 4 years old, I'm not asking you to tell them to go vacuum your entire home, but you can assign them with small little tasks that give them some sort of responsibility. And as they grow older, they can be given more responsibilities so that it doesn't all have to land on you. I remember when I was little, I'm thinking 4, 5, or 6, somewhere around there, my mom actually made a little chart. And so on this chart, there were our tasks of the day. We did this exact same thing every single day. It was things like brush your teeth, get dressed, make your bed, put your clothes in the laundry. And when we did those tasks, we got a fun little stamp that went beside them. And if we finished and completed all of the tasks in a row, by the end of the week, we got to do something fun, like she would take us to the park or we would go and get ice cream. And so it made us excited to do our chores because we had something to look forward to. So this is a way that you can get your younger children involved. And while this is a huge topic and a big can of worms, and I don't want to dive into it too big, I will also say, just in the way that I was raised, my siblings and I were raised, I knew by the time I was 12 years old how to fully take care of a home. So what I'm saying is kids are very, very intelligent, and if you give them responsibilities from a young age, they are very capable of helping you out. I was helping my mom. In fact, I was managing making supper by the time I was 13 or 14 years old. I was the oldest of 6 children, and I would pick what meal I wanted to make that night, and my mom didn't even have to worry about it because she had raised us in a way that we knew how to be responsible. We knew how to help out. The Bible says, raise up a children in the way he shall go, and he will never depart from it. This is a verse that I will live by and stand by with my own kids as well. And I'm really glad that it's something that my mom really enforced in us from young ages. Something that you could get your kids to do is have this song that you put on, and you could call it your cleanup song. It doesn't have to be like singing about cleaning up, but maybe it's just a song that your family likes. And when that song gets put on, everyone knows, okay, we're running around the house and we're tidying up, we're putting things away just during the time that this song's on. And usually songs are like 3 or 4 minutes long. So that's just a quick tidy to get everyone involved. It's kind of fun because you can sort of jam or dance to it as you're cleaning, and everyone knows what the song means. So in summary, just to wrap it all up, the 8 tips that I gave to you today were: number 1, do at least 1 load of laundry a day. Number 2, always make your bed. Number 3, declutter regularly. Number 4, clean as you go. Number 5, wipe down the surfaces in your home daily. Number 6 is open your windows, even if it's just for 15 minutes, just a tiny crack. Number 7, utilize storage solutions. And number 8 is get the kids involved. So your homework for today is pick one of these 7 tips that I've shared with you to start implementing in your home this week. I know we went over a lot of information and you may be feeling like, whoa, but don't worry. We're just going to start implementing this one little thing. Then as you feel comfortable, you're going to add in another thing. And before you know it, you'll seamlessly be able to add these 8 little tips into your everyday routine. These are 8 tasks that I've been able to add into my routine, and it's honestly like second nature to me at this point. I don't even have to think twice about it. I know that every morning when I wake up, I throw a quick load of laundry in. I always make my bed and air out the house a bit. And this is something that I want for you too. So you're going to pick that one thing that you're going to start implementing, and I want you to go tag me on Instagram at @HerStableHome. Let me know what you decided on. Let me know how it's going. Maybe even show me some behind the scenes. I can promise you that if you're here to show up, you're here to do the work, you're going to see a difference. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you and hold your hand in making these small adjustments so that you can create that peaceful home that feels like a sanctuary for you and your family. All right, friends, that's all for today. I hope that you loved today's episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing you start implement these 8 tips into your everyday routine. Before you go, if this podcast has encouraged or helped you in any way, the best way that you can show your support is by subscribing to the show and leaving a written 5-star review. Your words truly make my day and remind me why I love sharing here. You can also snap a screenshot of this episode and share it with a friend or post it to your Instagram stories. Make sure to tag me at @HerStableHome. Thanks so much for listening, friend. I will see you next time.